In recent weeks, I've been really struggling with burnout. I've found myself revisiting my long-standing daydream about packing it all in and running off to start a little farm in the mountains with chickens and bees and miniature dairy cows and a big garden, just leaving the city for good. I know that's not practical, but looking around right now, it's easy to see why an idea like that would be appealing. We're in a desperate housing crunch. The rent is skyrocketing. Food and gas prices are through the roof. Anti-LGBT laws are on the horizon. And it's scary out here. And with the number of people displaced from their homes growing so quickly, and all of us looking over our shoulders for a violent and corrupt police department, whether we're doing anything or not, this city's in pain. And it's easy to want to escape, to turn away from all the hurt and fear and exploitation and run off to the woods to hide from the world. But unfortunately, that fantasy's not going to save us. Stories of being unable to walk away from the work are a fairly universal thing. Traditions around the world have stories about trying to escape. When I was growing up in an evangelical church, we were taught the story of Jonah as a cautionary tale about disobedience. But if you read it that way, you miss the point. The story's been so often retold and is so ingrained in our culture that we all know the first part. Jonah's God tells him to go and preach to the people of Nineveh. He tries to run away, ends up yeeted from the boat and swallowed by fish. Spends 3 days, fish barfs him back up. But if you stop there, you miss the entire purpose of the story. See, once Jonah finally gets to the city of Nineveh and says what he needs to say, the people do listen. They change the way they're doing things. They get back on track and avoid the destruction. And what does Jonah do? Oh, he goes off by himself and pouts. He didn't think Nineveh could or should be saved. He had already given up on the people. And that was the greater offense than walking away to begin with. There are definitely valid reasons for people to get out while the getting's good. I certainly would have been in a better position if I had taken the opportunity to move back to the country early in the pandemic when rural property was still cheap. And I don't blame anyone for deciding that living as a marginalized person in a hostile place is just not safe for them. What makes it an ethical issue is the motive. When you dream of running away, are you running towards a better life? Or are you tired of doing the work and want to give up? I have to believe that, like Jonah, those of us who either can safely stay or, like me, don't have the means to leave, will have an impact. But that means keeping faith in our fellow human beings and remembering that change is worth fighting for.